What's up guys, and welcome back to Tech Plan. Today I'm going to show you some new isopods I picked up. Let's check it out. Alright, so this is going to be a small update video on the previous isopod colonies I started, and we are adding 2 new species to our colonies list, hence why there is 4 bins, 2 empty and 2 full. So let's check out the original ones first and see how they're doing. First up, we're going to be checking out the dairy cows. So this is one of the first colonies we started, and I believe it was maybe 3 to 5 that I started with, and they quickly took off. It is hard to see from the wide shot, but there are probably about 50 or 60 in here, but most of them are hidden and burrowed just because it's so bright with the lights. Looking at the soil though, you could really see how much stuff has been broken down. You can see like all their waste everywhere. I probably should change out the medium just to give them some fresh stuff, because I haven't seen a lot of really little babies in a while, so maybe they're stressed or something. But if you dig around, it looks like more in the sphagnum moss. They have little burrows where there's a ton of them in there. I'm not going to dig up every single one of them, but you can see that there is quite a few numbers here. Each little burrow has like 10 to 15 of these little guys, and there's quite a few of them throughout the cage. But yeah, they're doing pretty darn good. Again, I think I'm going to try cleaning it out and maybe doing a little more sphagnum moss, because they seem to want to prefer that over the peat moss soil mix, so we'll see. Switching over to our orange isopods, you could see that there's quite a few in this eggshell. I tossed this in there thinking maybe they can eat some for calcium, but honestly I'm not sure that they are, and I will address that towards the end of this video. But you can see the numbers, and these are actually doing pretty well too. There's a lot similarly to the dairy cows. At first I didn't think they were doing so hot because I didn't see as many, but right now I bet you the colonies are equal, or the orange ones are even prevailing a little further. Again, I haven't seen any really tiny babies in this cage in a while, so I'm wondering if it's the same as the dairy cows, where they're kind of stressed or something, or they don't want to breed because their tank is getting messy. Maybe, I'm not sure. If anyone is an expert on these isopods, how often do you have to change out the soil? I'm not really sure. I've been feeding them leaves and protein and all kinds of stuff, but they kind of stopped breeding. So far I've not seen a colony collapse, so that's good. The numbers have seemed to continuously increase, and they are all growing to a mature size, so I believe they're getting what they need and I'm doing what I should be doing. But again, I haven't seen any of the really tiny ones, so in the comments you can give me tips. Usually I try and follow what you guys give me because I'm not an expert in everything. But anyways, that's the update for the original colonies. They are doing good and healthy. We went from like 2 to 3 of each species to probably 50, 60, or maybe even a little more. Let's go see the new ones. Before we get started though, I am just going to set these little bins up. I personally like to use a more flatter bin because I don't think they really need tons of vertical space. They don't climb very well, so it's kind of pointless. So I use more flatter bins because they're easier to store, and this time I'm using almost pure peat moss for the soil side, along with some perlite and a little bit of wood bark. And then I'm going to do like a sphagnum moss wood bark mix on the other side just to give them a little bit of a different variety here, and you can try and get that gradient that they talk about, that moisture gradient. I'm not really an expert at keeping that, but that's what I'm trying. So here are our 2 new starter colonies. I got these from a lady at work. She is basically the isopod queen. She just keeps getting more and more species, and then I trade for a few with some plants. It's been a pretty good deal so far. So we're going to start off with the papaya isopods. We're going to get them introduced into their new home, but first we're going to take a little look at them. These ones almost look a little similar to the orange one in this lighting, but when you see them in other times, they're a little more pink than they are orange, and they have a nicer appearance in my opinion. They almost have like a cloudier appearance, less shiny, but really pretty. I actually really like their coloring, and I can't wait to get a bigger colony where I can really see that color expressed. And as I feed them and whatnot, I'm sure they'll look really awesome. So they're pretty cool, and I'm always happy to have a different variety of isopods just to learn about and just to collect. Next up is an actually, well, at least from my perspective, a very shy isopod. These ones are Panda Kings, and they are pretty cool. Their coloration is pretty wild, similar to the dairy cows, where we, instead of polka dots, it's more of like chunks of color. So it's similar to a panda, honestly. We have our like black and white bands that it has, and they're just pretty neat isopods. However, they do seem very shy. I thought they all died actually earlier when I was showing a friend, because they were all balled up and none of them were moving. And usually when I set an isopod in my hand, the warmth kind of gets them going and they start walking. but they didn't do anything. So I kind of panicked, but then I watched them for like 3 or 4 minutes and then they started to move. So very shy, which is odd, but still very cool. Next up, I do want to feed these new enclosures and the old enclosures. You saw it was pretty bare looking in there. Usually I feed them leaves and then they eat them all up. So what I do is I go in my yard, or I guess you could go to a park or something. I collect a bunch of leaves off the ground. Usually they're older ones from last year, just because the newer ones haven't really fallen. And I don't know if you can give them new leaves, but anyways, I boil them up really good in boiling water because you want to kill all the little parasites and everything else that's in these leaves. And believe it or not, when you do it, you'll see a lot of bugs float to the top because even though you don't see it right away, leaves are covered in all kinds of stuff. So anyways, I boil them up really good, sanitize them, and then I just lay them on the top of the dirt of the tanks, and that's pretty much it. And then they'll just eat all these leaves as time goes on. I also have been feeding mine like shrimp pellets or food that I would feed aquatic shrimp. It seems to work pretty good for these guys. It gives them a good amount of protein, and lately I feel like they need some more minerals and stuff, so I'm trying to use cuttlebone. I think it gives them calcium or something else, but it's common for birds, but it's a good way to introduce some minerals into their enclosures, so I'm going to give that a try as well. Well guys, that pretty much sums up this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing some new isopod species, and maybe you're thinking about picking up some yourself. They're pretty fun to raise. It's cool to watch the colonies get bigger and bigger. I'm glad I've had success with the first two, and hopefully I have success with these next 2 colonies. I really like these guys, and I hope you guys do too. And as always, may your plants grow strong and healthy. I'll see you next time.